Let's see how it goes here. Tvameva matara japitam tvameva. Tvameva bandhu jasaka tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva. Tvameva sharanam mama deva deva. Tvameva mata chapitam tvameva. Tvameva bandhu chasaka tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva. Tvameva sharanam mama deva deva. 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 Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Dev Maheshwaram. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnanam Jnanam Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Amazing grace, I sing thy song, that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I am found. Was blind, so blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, I sing thy song, that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I am found. Was blind, so blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, Sukadeva, sing thy song, that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I am found. Was blind, so blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, I sing thy song, that saved a wretch like me. I was once lost, but now I am found. Was blind, so blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, I sing thy song, that saved a wretch like me. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. We are happy to be here with each and every one of you today. Today, I'm going to be speaking on dreams. What is dream? What is this phenomenon called dream that every one of us, everyone on the surface of this universe, we cannot avoid? What is in dream that makes us curious about this, about everything that is in dream that we see? How do we understand dream? How do we understand dream? Thank you, Miss Jasmine. Hello, Mr. Ryan. What are the things that we see in our dream? How do we relate them to that which takes place outside of us? Over the course of time, not just time, but over thousands of centuries and years, there is one phenomenon that man has not been able to truly understand. And that phenomenon is the phenomenon of dream. Dream has always been that one factor that baffles every individual. And because it baffles every individual, it has been that one thing that piques the curiosity of everyone. Everyone wants to understand what they see in their dream. Not just only in understanding it, but to make sense of it. How do I make sense of what I see in my dreams? Why do I dream? My dreaming, the dreaming of a human, how different is it from the dreams of an animal? For what we all have in common is that dreams is not just limited to the human species. It is for every organism, tetraorganism, microorganism that is existing in this universe. What I mean by tetra and micro, I simply mean for the human species, for the animal species, even above the animal species, which you call the kingdom of heaven, higher planetary systems. Dream is that one thing that is common in all species. It is said in the beginning of creation, the creator, the master of the universe, which is called Narayan, Narayana, one who sleeps on the cosmic ocean. It is said that everything that is existing in the universe is nothing but the dream of the infinite intelligence. I hope, please let us understand it properly. It is said in the Vedas that everything that is existing in the universe is nothing but a dream of the infinite intelligence. And because it is a dream of the infinite intelligence, when the infinite intelligence called Narayan is dreaming, we are created out of the dream of the infinite intelligence. Not just only are we created, but we are created out of the exhalation of his breath. And the moment he inhales back his breath, everything in the cosmos also goes back inside of him. This is said in the Vedas, precisely in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and in the Vishnu Puran, and in the Vedanta Sutra, which is called the creme, the Vedanta Sutra. And because it is said that the infinite is dreaming, we are nothing but creations of the dreams of the infinite. But how do we understand this in a layman term? What is that thing that connects us to the beauty of the universe? Dream. There is no human on this universe. There is no created being, animate or inanimate, that is existing in this universe that does not dream. Nothing. Everything in the universe is dreaming. So dream is that which connects us to everything. That is what we share with all beings, whether it is the beings that are disfigured in terms of they don't have a physical body, or it is the beings that are existing in a physical body. Dream is what binds us together. But what is it about dream? That is the main point today. What is it about dream that piques the curiosity of everyone? Everyone wants to understand their dream. Why did I saw this in my dream? Why did I see a dancing man? Why did I see someone shooting me with a gun? Why did I see myself running away? Why did I see myself dreaming that I'm climbing a hill or I'm walking on top of a, hilly ground? Why do I see myself riding a bicycle? These are dreams many people have had. Why do I see a cat in the dream? Why do I see a snake in the dream? Why do I see myself swimming in water? Why do I see myself plucking fruits? Why do I see a tree? Why do I see people that I don't know? And when we dream and we wake up, this becomes what we use in tormenting ourselves, because we start asking questions. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does this dream mean? Respectful greetings to you too, and sisters honoring. What does this dream mean? What is this? What is that? We start asking all of these questions. Every one of us have asked these questions. That there are even dictionaries. It is called a dream dictionary. So when I was young, my mother owned a spiritual gift shop when I was young. Now she doesn't own it. She has a spiritual temple. She owned when I was young, my mother had a spiritual gift shop. And in that spiritual gift shop, she has a diary. It's called a dream diary. Very big like this. Yeah, very big. It's like a big encyclopedia of dreams, interpretations of dreams. And every time I always see my mom, whenever she dreams, the first thing she goes to is to open the diary or the big dictionary, the encyclopedia of dreams. And she starts going through it like, okay, what does it mean? You see yourself having sex. Why do you see yourself having sex? Why do you see yourself naked? Why do you see yourself sweeping the ground naked? All of these are all in the dream, in the encyclopedia. Now I don't see it anymore. What we see right now are just short, small books. Some years ago, I'm talking about 2005, 2006, there was a big encyclopedia my mom had. And I could see the curiosity in my mom. Every time she sleeps, when she wakes up in the morning, the first thing she wants to check is, what does the dream mean? And this also, it poured on me. That every time also when I sleep and I wake up, I also want to know what is the meaning of the dream. That it came to a point that I memorized every meaning of the dream in the encyclopedia. It's amazing what the human brain can do. It's a very big encyclopedia, and I memorized everything as to what it means. Okay, if you dream about this, if you see this, if you see that, I memorized it all. But as time keeps going on, as growth keeps taking place, still the curiosity of dream becomes that one thing. That even in Vedic astrology, there is what is called Prashnanadi in Vedic astrology. That when you dream and you wake up and you cast the first chart, it tells you what you dreamed about. What is the meaning of the dream? Why do you see a star in your dream? Why do you see the moon and the sun in your dream? Why do you see the star falling down and you are catching the star, you are holding the star? Why do you see the moon and the sun and it's like they are colliding together? What is the meaning of all of this? Definitely many of the people that I'm speaking or that is listening to the sound of my voice would have encountered, one of these dreams in some ways. What does it mean you are running inside the bush? What does it mean you are eating in your dream? What does this all mean? And as time was going on, this was also the curiosity that was there. It was very strong in me. And hence, after having dreams upon dreams, experiencing dreams upon dreams and trying to explain it from the encyclopedia that I have memorized, and also going on the internet If you go on the internet, there are so many people. You go on Google, you type your dream. There's so many, applications or so many websites that is gonna pop up telling you the meaning of dreams. Sometimes when we hear the meaning of a particular dream, it gives us solace because it's not a bad dream. And sometimes when we hear the meaning of a dream, we become sad because it is a bad dream. So you see, one of the curiosity that makes us to want to know the different meaning of the dreams we are having is, number one, is it bad or is it good? Which is it going to favor me or is it going to go against me? And whenever we hear or we read that the dream is not going to favor us, we become very disturbed. So disturbed that we become so cautious. I had this dream. I don't know where it is going to come from. So we are so cautious. We're trying as much as we can to avoid anything that will make that dream come to pass. And because we become so cautious of this, the dream then becomes what so many people say is it is the guide or your spiritual guide. A lot of people say God communicates with you through the forms of dreams. It is the universe that communicates with you through your dreams. And a lot of people say, well, I get inspirations in my dream. And this is where my research on this matter actually begins. Why do I dream? I dream. Why do I dream? What does it mean for not being satisfied? See, for you to find certain answers, there must be a dissatisfaction. Not being satisfied with many of the nuances and interpretations that I find on the internet. Not being satisfied with many of the interpretations that people attest to it. For over the course of time, I see that a lot of people, some people even claim that they have the gift of interpreting dreams. It's the gift that has been given to them. And because it's a gift that has been given to them, so they can masterfully decode your dreams. And I've met so many of these people, and they were not able really to decode anything. And out of that dissatisfaction, I started taking inventories of my own dream. One of the things that my grand spiritual master, Bhakti Swami Maharaj, advises, have a journal. It is called a dream journal. Have it beside your bed every time. And every time you go to bed, when you wake up, just write down everything that you see when you are sleeping, even when it doesn't really make sense. Just write it down. So I started keeping a journal. And in keeping the journal, after some time, I go back to it and I just try to read about it. Till now, some of what I write does not really make sense. Till now, some of them is now making sense because I'm able to connect it to my daily activities. And in this process, I started looking into that phenomenon of dreams. I started experimenting and researching with so many researchers and looking into the works of so many people that have looked into this phenomenon. It's called a psychic phenomenon of dreams. How is it that a group of people can have the same dream at the same time? Similar thing they see, similar details they see in their dream. How is that possible? What is the secret messages behind dreams that a dream is trying to decode? Or is trying to play to us. To understand this, we must understand the functioning of the brain, the human brain, my brain, your brain. For where is the seat of dreams is the first question people have never asked. In the beginning, when I started my curious journey on this occult path, you hear many people say, when you are sleeping, a man is a spiritual being. And hence, when he's sleeping, his body is on the bed, but his subtle body is floating on top of him. And because the subtle body is floating on top of him, the subtle body goes to different places. These are the things that you hear from so many upcoming spiritualists. I will call them upcoming, or I will say pseudo-spiritualists. They are pseudo because they have not yet understood what they are talking about. They are just giving theoretical explanations from what they have heard, not what they have experienced. And hence, all that I'm going to explain to you today are born from inner experience. So many pseudo-spiritualists, hi, Miss Theodora, we say there is a cosmical cord. You've heard of that also. It's called the silver cord, a silver cord or a silver rope that binds the man to his physical body. And hence, sometimes when the man is astral projecting, that cord is moving, and it is that which also pulls the body back, the subtle body back into the body. Over the years, this has become a factual truth that has been accepted by so many people. But in reality, it is not so. To anyone that have experimented with the mind, to experiment with the mind and to experiment with the brain simply means you've passed through certain process to open different wavelength and different mental patterns in your brain that you were not able to know before. You've been able to assess. To understand this, we must look at it from the perspective of a madman. You see, we interpret the dreams of a man that is sane, but no one takes seriously the dream of a mad person. Do you understand? Are you understanding me? A person that is mentally unstable, that is in a psychiatric hospital, no one takes the dream of a mentally unstable person seriously. No one even cares about the dream of a mentally unstable person. We only care about dreams of people we perceive to be stable mentally. But when a mentally unstable man, a man that is, called mad in the society, does he dream? Does a madman dream? I want you guys, let us interact, please. Does a madman dream? What does the dream of a madman, what does it look like? A clinically, mentally disabled person. What does the dream of that person, what does it look like? A person that is put in a mental asylum. Have any of you gone to a mental asylum before? Have any of you gone, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, have you gone to a mental asylum before? A psychiatric hospital. Do you pay attention to the dream of a mentally unstable person? No. We don't pay attention to the dream of a mentally unstable person. We don't. Because we see it as the person is already mentally unstable. So whatever the person is dreaming about is basically also that which is mentally unstable. And that there is the number one flaw to the interpretations of dreams. Because the interpretations that we give to dreams is based on two things: emotional bias and intellectual bias. What did I say? The interpretations that we give to dreams are based on what? Two things, which is, I want you to participate. Don't just listen. I want you to participate. The interpretations that we give to dreams are based on two things, which is emotional biasness and intellectual biasness. Emotional bias is because of our emotion. Now understand that your emotional biasness is based on two things also: your environment and your religion. Are you understanding? The emotional biasness that we give to the interpretations of our dreams is also based on two things, which is your environment, which is your society at the moment, and your religion, your culture. Now, your intellectual biases that you give also to the interpretation of your dreams is based on what? What you've learned, what you've accepted as a reality. Is it making sense to you? So there are two things at which we use in interpreting dreams: emotional biasness and intellectual biasness. Emotional biases, intellectual biases, which is also born out of emotional biases, is born out of what? Environment and culture, which you basically say environment and society. And because environment and society plays a role in the emotional biasness that we give to the interpretations of our dream, that is why you will see, even though people have similar dreams all over the world, the dream of you being shot, the dream of you, falling down, the dream of you swimming in the ocean is not a dream that is specific for one individual. It's a universal dream. The dream of an apocalypse to come. Many people have a doomsday dream where they see the world is ending. A lot of people have that dream. But you must understand that that dream is not only specific for a particular person. It's a universal dream, because you are having that dream. There is also somebody in Japan that you don't know that is also having the same dream. But guess what? The interpretations that will be given to it is now different. The person in Japan, when a person in Japan dreams that they are falling, or dreams that they are swimming in water, or dream that they are eating fruit, or dream that, something is chasing them, maybe the police is chasing them, or the soldier is chasing them, or someone is stabbing them in the dream. Many of us in Africa, we've had this dream. The interpretation that the person in Japan, and now another person that is in West Africa, is also having the same dream, that they are swimming in the ocean, that, police is chasing them, they are eating fruit in the dream, they are running, they are seeing police, they are seeing soldier. Guess what? The interpretation that the person in Japan will give to the dream is different, and the interpretation that the person in Africa will give to the same dream, it is the same dream. The content of the dream is the same, but the interpretations now becomes different. Similarly with the dream of snake. A person in Asia, maybe in India, dreams of a snake. The snake is moving, or the snake is coiling around them, or they are seeing a snake that is wanting to bite them. The person in West Africa will also have the same dream of a snake biting them, or they see a snake. Now, guess what? The interpretation that the person in West Africa, whichever part of West Africa, and the interpretation that the person in India, Asia, or Iran, whichever part of the country, let's say any country that is in the Europe, the interpretation that the person will give to that same dream now becomes different. Are you following my point? Please, are you listening to me with intelligence, not with emotion? Are you listening? So, the same content of dream is what we are all having. Everyone is having the same content of dream. A person in Africa dreams that they are naked and they are sweeping their house naked, or they are dancing on the road naked. A person in Asia is also dreaming that they are naked and they are walking around naked. The interpretation that the person in Asia is going to give to that dream and the interpretation that the person in Africa will give to the dream now becomes different. And that is why I said the interpretations that we give to dreams are always based on two things, which is what? Intellectual bias and emotional bias. Emotional bias because of your society, your environment at the moment, and your culture. Whether we like it or not, whenever a man dreams, he always drags his culture into the interpretation of that dream. Irrespective whether the man is from America, the man is from Asia, the man is from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Kenya, whichever country you want to call. Irrespective of the country, when a man dreams or when a woman dreams, the first thing that they drag into the interpretation of that dream is their culture. Now, what is culture? Culture is born from emotional bias. Culture is born from emotional bias. So now, when we look at dream for what it is, to really understand dream, we then must understand the movement of how the brain functions. For like I explained to you before, actually I was also on that stage before, not now. Before you get to a certain stage of knowledge, you must first of all be in the stage of ignorance. I was also on that stage of ignorance before, where you say to people, don't you know when a man is sleeping, his body is on his bed, but his subtle body is actually floating on top of him. That is a stage of ignorance. For when we truly observe dream and we go into the state of dream, where does the consciousness go in dream? To understand this, we must understand the mechanism of the human body. To understand this, you must understand what? The mechanism of what? The human body. You must understand your body. For the beginning of understanding God, start with understanding your body. For when you don't understand your body, you don't understand the functioning of your body, you can never understand God. And that is why it is unfortunate. A lot of people want to communicate, want to understand God, but they are neglecting understanding the body. You cannot understand the soul that is in the body by neglecting the body. To understand the soul that is in the body, you must first start with understanding the body, the functioning of the body, the mechanism of the body. And this is where the liver, the kidney of a human comes into play. For your dreams are nothing but what? Electrical neurons flowing through the streams of your blood. Are you understanding me? Now somebody is going to say, but what about the dreams that I had? And after some few days, the dream came to pass. Let me explain it deeper for you. What I'm explaining to you right now is a deep occult knowledge, a knowledge that is not easily given. It takes only the benediction of an initiate to give it. To understand the movement of dreams, even those ones that you had, and after some few days or after some few years, that dream comes to pass, you must understand the movement of the body. For your body move in pattern. If I take a black paint and I paint your whole body, let's say I take a black paint and I paint your whole body black, and on your nose I put a white paint on your nose, on your elbow and on your hand I put a small white paint just to make a dot on this point. On your knee I put a white paint to make a dot, and I place you on a black background, and I take a camera to record you. Your whole body will become invincible, but the white paint, the white spot of the paint will become visible. So if I tell you to dance, while your body is covered with a black paint, you are dancing, but guess what is happening? Your whole body is not visible because you are covered in a black paint and you are in a black background. But the white paint, the white spot of paint is visible. And because it is visible, it is creating a pattern. So every way you move your body, the white paint is functioning. And if you observe it properly, you can predict what the next movement of the person is going to be. This is now a deeper movement into quantum physics. For to understand the universe, you must understand the quantumness of the human body. So, when you see the human body, the walking, even your walk, a human does not walk without pattern. Your movement, every step, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that you are taking, it is based on a pattern. You walk in pattern. You sleep in pattern. Your breath is moving and you are inhaling and you are exhaling in what? Pattern. Are you understanding? Even when you are eating, from raising your hand up to your mouth and bringing your hand down to the plate, it is in pattern, which means sequences. So your body is not functioning Anyhow, your body is functioning on a coordinated pattern. And because your body is functioning on a coordinated pattern, from even when you wake up in the morning or you are having sex, the movement of the body while it is having sex, it is also a pattern, a rhythm. From you raising your hand up and you making a facial gesture, your body is all making a pattern. And this pattern is stored. It becomes a stored pattern of the human body. And because it becomes a stored pattern of the human body, this pattern also translates to your deep sleep state. Please listen attentively. This pattern also translates to your what? Your sleeping state. For even in your sleeping state, your eyes are moving. It is called rapid eye movement, REM, and SEM, slow eye movement. For you to continuously see images in your dream, your eye must be blinking very fast. Even though it is closed shut, you must be blinking, you're moving your eye very fast in a pattern. And because you're moving your eye very fast in a pattern, you see visions, and that vision becomes, it's like every images that you are seeing are still pictures. Have you taken a picture? If you take a picture and it's just one image, but now, like maybe you diddle, when I was young, we used to diddle on a paper, and then you just draw image of, one image in different pages of a book. And when you turn the page like this, I'm trying to see if I can do that. When you turn the page like this, it looks like the person is moving. Have any of you seen that before? Or have you done that before? When you do it like this, so it looks like the person, is moving, but it's just an image. The person is not moving. It's just showing you the different point, but you need to be turning the page in such a fast pace that it looks like the person is moving. That is called still image. That is what happens within you. For everything that you see, for it to continuously move, you need to keep blinking your eyes in a state of dream. You need to keep what? Your eye needs to keep moving in that state of dream. And now in a deeper state, where does the consciousness, your consciousness, where does it go? Where do you go when you are sleeping? Who are the people you meet when you are sleeping? There are so many people when you dream, you don't know them. Who are these people? You don't know them, but they are speaking to you as if they know you. The same way a lot of people say, when I dream, I see myself flying. Don't forget, you seeing yourself flying in the dream is a general dream. There is no dream that is unique for only one person. First of all, we must remove this fact, because a lot of people want to believe that their dream is uniquely theirs. No. There is no dream that you have that is uniquely for you. All dreams that you've had has been had by people in different parts of the world. A man in Turkey that dreams that they are flying, the interpretation of that dream will be different. A man in Ghana that dreams that he's flying, or a man in Nigeria that dreams that he's flying, the interpretation of that dream becomes different. And that is why I say, We interpret things based on two things: emotional bias and intellectual bias. Emotional bias because of environment and culture. So a man in Turkey, a man that is born in Italy, or a man that is born in Germany, when that man dreams that he's flying, the interpretation the German man or the Italian man will give to the dream is totally different than the interpretation that the African man or the African woman that is dreaming that they are flying is going to give. For the African man, we give an interpretation according to what? His environment and his culture. The Italian man or the German man or the Indian man or the Japanese man or the Chinese man will also give interpretations to the dream according to what? His environment and his culture. Are you following me? Are you listening with intelligence and not with emotion? And here is the uniqueness of the brain of the individual. The uniqueness of the brain of the individual. First of all, to understand this phenomenon, I said you must understand your brain. How does the human brain function? In a deep occult state, when a man goes into meditation, there is what is called a holographic state, whereby you are meditating, but you are seeing yourself. I don't know if anybody have had that experience before, but it's an experience I'm explaining to you right now. When you go deeper in meditation, there is what is called holographic state. Many of you have heard of, holograph, holograph. Many of you have heard of it. It's part of one thing that is coming up right now, whereby you are sitting in one place, you are meditating, but it's like you are seeing your own self looking back at you. And there is also another deeper state of meditation, whereby you are meditating and you are able to see all the organs of your body. You are seeing your brain as it is. Are you understanding? You are seeing your brain as it is. You are seeing your spinal cord. You are seeing your heart as it is pumping. You are seeing the different arteries and the different, intestines of your body. You are seeing your kidney. You are seeing your liver. You are seeing, your bladder. You see everything inside of your body. It's like you are looking at your body, but in an X-ray. That's a different state of meditation. You are looking, you are sitting down, there is nothing in front of you, there is no mirror. It's not like maybe there's a mirror in front of you, so you are looking at the mirror. No, you are in a state, there is no mirror, but you are seeing everything inside of your body. This is a state of meditation. And as you're seeing everything inside of your body, you see your brain. There is something that happens to a man that comes to this state, whereby when they are talking to people, they are not seeing the individual, they are just seeing the brain functioning. The brain and the breath. So in this state, when the man or the person goes inside, the ancient teacher says, you start seeing the functioning of the brain. How your left brain is functioning, your right brain is functioning, and how your ear is connected to your brain, and the sound you are hearing inside of, for you to hear that, your brain have to vibrate a portion of your ear, and hence that sound becomes a voice. When your left brain functions, it is strategical, planning, strategic. When your right brain is functioning, it is emotional, creativity. And in this state, whereby you are seeing your brains functioning, there's also something else that starts taking place there. And what is that? You start seeing how your blood is flowing up and down in your whole body. Are you understanding? You start seeing how your blood is moving zip, 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 up and down in your whole body. And in this state that you see all of this, there's something that is taking place. In this state that you see all of this going on and down in your body, then you see the holographic state. Everything that you are seeing in your dream, the man that is chasing you, the road, the police, the thief, the snake, are all you. They are not different people or different entities, but you. Are you understanding? So that dream you had that a snake was chasing you, that dream you had that a lion was chasing you, is just you. You. Different, just you. But you have separated yourself. Just like I said in the beginning, do not forget, I said in the beginning, the creator of the universe, the owner of the universe, Narayan, is sleeping on an ocean. And while he's sleeping on an ocean, he is dreaming. You also, everything that you see in your dream, the ancestor you see, your mother that you see in your dream, your father that you saw in your dream, your auntie that you saw in your dream, the dead man, the dead woman, the dead uncle, even the dead person that you are looking at in your dream, the person that is getting married that you saw in your dream, you name the different kinds of dreams. The one that you find yourself fighting a lion, that you find yourself seeing a cat, everything that you saw, even you watching a television, you smiling with people, you walking on the road, are all you. They are all you. The road is you. The TV is you. The person that is chasing you, that is taking a knife, the knife is you, the person is you. Are you understanding? The knife is you, the person is you. The dead person is you, the coffin is you. The people that you see are fighting you are you. The snake is you, the river is you, the water is you. The masquerade is you. All of these are you. But your mind have separated it. So you are the one that is dreaming. You are seeing all part of yourself, but all part of yourself are playing different roles. Just like in your waking state, when you are talking to somebody, you talk to person A and you act in a certain way with person A. You go to person B. The way you behave with person B is different from the way you behave with person A, but it is the same you. And then you go to person C. The way you behave with person C is different from the way you behave with person A. but it is still the same you. Then you go to another person that you called a boyfriend or a lover. The way you behave with a boyfriend is different from the way you behave with a person that is not a lover. Then you go to the person you call an enemy. The way you behave with a person that is an enemy is different from the way you behave to the person that you don't see as an enemy. And hence, everything that you are seeing in your dream, just like you can imagine, put in your imagination, you create a beautiful thing. Oh, I want my life to be like this. So you are creating the life you want to be, you want to have in your imagination. You are creating the environment. You are creating the environment, you are creating the experience you want to have. It is the same thing in your dream. Your body, your mind become fragmented. A lot of people might find this very difficult to understand. What I'm teaching you right now is a deep occult knowledge into quantum physics, the continuation of time and space. Now, in this state, your consciousness gathers in your kidney, your liver. Your consciousness gathers in your what? In your liver. Every point of that dream that you are dreaming it, you are inside of your liver. You see, those dimensions that you go to is taking place inside of your liver. Are you understanding me? It's taking place inside where? Your liver. Because your liver is the part of your body that holds what? The highest amount of blood. So your consciousness, your consciousness becomes what? Fragmented, and your mind now split itself into different roles in the state of dream. Your mind now do what? Split itself. Your mind splits itself and takes on a mask, which is an identity of a different thing, a different person, a different face, a different experience. And now you start seeing yourself playing different roles. It is still the same you. Even the one whereby you are having sex, it is you having sex with yourself. And that is why it feels so real. Because you are having sex with yourself. So it's so real. Because it is you that is doing the action, but your mind fragments it. And because your mind fragments it, it becomes what? You start identifying it as something different. And that is why the ancient teachers have always said, the day you start seeing everything as separate from you, that day you can never understand reality. Are you understanding? The day you start seeing everything as separate from you, you can never understand anything because your brain does not see anything separate from you. Your brain translates everything. Just like right now. Right now. You are watching me. You are seeing me. How are you really seeing me right now? If I ask you guys this question, or you are listening to me, How are you really seeing me? Or how are you really able to listen to me? For you to be able to hear me audibly, or for you to be able to see me correctly, what must happen first? Your brain does not see a person in a straightforward pattern. Your eye does not see, like right now, if you're looking at me through your phone, you will say that I'm sitting straight, isn't it? But the reality is how your brain perceives me is upside down. Do you understand? I am actually upside down. So the man is upside down, but the brain makes it upward. Are you understanding? The way you see, you don't see a person straight. You see the person upside down. That is the way your vision works. And then your brain translates it, reverses it as what? Upward. And this is the dynamics of what? The brain. And then the fragmentation of the mind into quantum physics, quantum phenomena. Similarly, also, you are hearing me. You hear me, the sound is sounding. The sound is what? Is sounding into the eardrum, but for you to understand it, the brain must flip it upside down. And that is why disassociation now becomes the problem of the man. Disassociation becomes the problem of the man. And that is why you will hear all spiritual teachers that have ever walked through this earth always say one thing. Everything you are seeing is an illusion, but what do you understand by that? Every spiritual teacher, every great spiritual master that have walked the surface of the earth, I've always said, what you are seeing is an illusion. You don't even see rightly. For your vision is upside down. But the brain is translating it as what? Upward. And that is why you will see when a man is really drunk. Have any of you been drunk before? Have any of you been drunk before? If you've been drunk before, or you've taken a very strong substance, maybe you've taken, I want you to just imagine yourself when you took a very strong substance, or you were very drunk. At that state where you were very drunk, what was happening within you? Can you recall what was happening within you? Can you really recall what was happening within you? You don't like it because everywhere seems to be turning around. But that is the truth. The earth is actually moving and is turning at a very higher speed. But due to gravity, the brain deceives you that the earth is not moving. You cannot feel the rotation of the earth. But if the day your brain switches off gravity, you will really see how the earth is moving and is turning so fast. The same way also when you are seeing people. Have you asked yourself, why is it that when a child wants to learn to walk, the child stands up and he starts staggering? Have you asked yourself that? What makes the child to stagger? If the earth is standard, but what is it that's making the child to stagger? You will say, well, the child has not yet gotten composure of his feet, or the child have not yet learn how to walk. That is the natural thing people say. But the reality is, the child is able to sense the swift movement of the earth. You see, the earth is rotating. Imagine where you are sitting right now in your house, and it is rotating, but you don't know that it is rotating. that is amazing, no? And that there is the misfortune of every one of us. And that is the deception. Your brain have to put you in this state so that you don't overdo yourself. But the day you are able to see you are in a place and it is moving around, just like when a man or when a woman start having, what do you call it, light head. When they start having light head and everywhere start turning around. Why is everywhere turning so fast? So they have to sit down, for the brain to recalibrate itself and switch off that button of gravity, or turn the button of gravity, so that they can feel like, okay, I'm stable. The earth is not moving anymore, but the earth is always moving. Oh, my teachers are telling me to stop. My teachers are telling me to stop. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to stop here. I am being instructed to stop. Thank you, everybody on Facebook. The universe bless and strengthen you.